All right, and last but not least, we're going to be working on Lab 8, Sheet 4. This should be another quick one, so let's get this one drawn and go ahead and get everything plotted in the batch plot as one single PDF. So first thing, as usual, we're going to open up a new part file. And in this case, we are going to go with millimeters. So as soon as your part opens up, we're going to go down to the bottom right corner and change to MMGS. And once you're good there, let's go ahead and open up a sketch on the front plane. Now I'm going to create two concentric circles starting around the origin. So before I'm just going to go, I'm going to kind of drop both circles in here. And then we'll go ahead and dimension those. So this guy is going to be a diameter of 100. And this one is going to be a diameter of 300. There we go. All right. So now we could just draw, we usually draw one line at a time in dimension, but another way we can do this is we already know what the shape of this looks like, the kind of the design intent. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw kind of arbitrary dimensioned lines in the general shape that we are looking for here. Just like this, kind of over this direction. And then we're going to line this one up just like that. And there we go. So you can see these are defined in horizontally, so or vertically. So these are not going to be able to shift up and down. However, they will still shift horizontally. So what we want to do is a couple things. Let's make this line and this line, or we have to hold control to select both. We're going to make those vertical to each other. Or actually, let's go collinear. Is probably a better to use. We're going to do the same thing here. Make those collinear. And so we have vertical, horizontal. Okay, so we should at this point be pretty good to start throwing dimensions on. Now from this line to this line, that's going to be 50. And this line to this line is going to be 50. And from the origin to this line, we have 250. And from the origin to this line, 375. From this line to the origin here, we have 450. And then here we have 125. And then this guy is 75. There we go. All right, so before we do anything else, let's grab our trim tool. Go ahead and trim that out of there. And now we have a fully defined sketch, single closed profile. And now we can go to features, extrude boss base. And we can extrude this from the mid plane. We're going to extrude that at 225 millimeters. Just like that. Now we have to make a single cut. So do a Control-5. That should give you your top view. And let's open up a sketch on the top plane, just like this. We're going to grab our rectangle tool, kind of come right to the edge here until you find that little point. Do a rectangle. And we're going to actually do a couple of these. So we're going to do another rectangle like that. We're going to do one in each corner. Just like that. And for dimensions, let's go ahead and throw a 300. And then from here to here, let's make that 150. Then this one is going to be 75. And we've got 100. Here to here is 125. This line to the origin is 375. And then we don't have this dimension, but this is actually collinear. So we could just highlight both of those lines, select collinear, just like that. And we're going to do the same thing right here. Good. And now we have a fully defined sketch. And we can just go features, extrude cut. And in this case, we're just going to go through both. And there we go. There's our preview. We can see we're going to cut through the entire thing. Go ahead and click the green check mark. And there we have our Lab 8 Sheet 4 part. So let's go ahead and save this. And then we're going to plot all 4 of these that we drew for Lab 8. We're going to plot all of them at the same time. So I'm going to save this in my submissions folder for the course, the downloadable course folder. Save this as Lab 8 Sheet 4. And I'm just going to go ahead and close that for now. Okay, so let's go File, New, and we're going to open up a drawing file. And as usual, we're going to grab the CAD 154 title block. Oops. Now, first things first. Oops. First things first, let's go ahead and right click and edit the sheet format with all of our normal information. Martin, CAD 154, and the date, just like that. And for drawing number, we can go ahead and make this. Well, actually, what I'm going to do, I'll show you a different thing to do. We'll wait for that till later. Let's go ahead and exit the sheet format editor. And let's go into the drawing tab and click model view. Browse here. And go ahead and find where you have all these saved and go ahead and open up Lab 8 Sheet 1. which should be your rim. Do an isometric view. And let's make that shaded. I do high quality. And let's use a custom scale. And this scale, let's do 1 to 5. Let's see how that looks. That looks all right. Actually, you know what? Let's do a dimetric view. So these are just different angles to look at. We're going to do a dimetric view. Sheet scale 1 to 5 looks good. Let's actually make that 1 to 5. That'll update it on our title block as well there. And then all I want you to do before you you can save this. Actually, this would probably be a good idea to save. And in our submissions folder, we're going to call this Lab 8 all, and then space dash your initials, just like we did in AutoCAD. Go ahead and save that. And now that it's saved, let's click Add Sheet. And you'll see you should have your title block right here and be good to go. Don't worry, if this doesn't come in, I don't know why this wouldn't necessarily. Oh yeah, there it goes. Sometimes you got to click out and click back. I was going to say don't even worry about it. That's probably just glitching out. Okay, so sheet 2, you will unfortunately need to update the title block again. There is a way to do this, but we are not working on that right this second. We're not gonna look into that right now because that goes into a whole nother can of worms with global properties for parts and documents. So let's see, we're gonna add my name again. Copy that because we're gonna have to do it 4 times. There we go. And I'm just gonna add the other 2 sheets. Edit sheet format. Oops. Okay. One more. Just like that. Make sure to leave your format editor. And so we have sheet 1 is already done. So let's go to sheet 2. Up in the drawing tab, you can go back to your model view icon or button. We're going to browse and go Lab 8 sheet 2. Remember, if all 4 of these are open, they'll just be sitting right here in the open documents. But if they're all closed, which mine are, you will have to browse for them. So there we go. Let's do a dimetric view of the candlestick. And let's make this sheet maybe 1 to 2. Just like that. And let's do shaded with edges. And you can see our appearance has also followed us to our drawing. So now we can see sheet 1, scale is 1 to 5, Lab 8 all WRM, which is the name of the drawing. And then sheet 2, scale is 1 to 2, same name for the drawing. We're going to go to sheet 3, which is our spring model view, browse, and go ahead and find your spring. let's see, go ahead and place that. And let's make it shaded. And let's increase that to 1 to 2, see how that looks. There we go, looking good. Last but not least, let's go to sheet 4. Excuse me. Model view. Browse. Sheet 4. And let's give it a front view. And a bottom view. We do a top view too, but our lab is set up as a front and a bottom. And from here, let's go ahead and throw some dimensions on. Actually, I'm gonna make that just a little bit bigger. Let's go 1 to 5. It's probably might be a little too big. That's a little too big. We're gonna go here, user defined. We're gonna make that like 7. There we go. That looks a little bit better to me. Smart dimension. And another smart dimension here. Oh, you know what? We got to change our drawing to millimeters. There we go. 225. And you know what? Let's go into our drawing. Oops, not that. Let's go into our settings. And document properties, dimensions. And we're going to do primary precision as none, just like that. And while we're in here, why don't we drill into dimensions? And let's see, for our radius, let's do a bent leader. And diameter, let's also do a little bent leader, just like that. And let's go ahead and throw some dimensions on. And now to remove this extra leader here, you just go into your leaders tab and click this guy right here, open leader. And to do that, I just did a little custom text position and made it the horizontal option. And with that, we got one more thing to do. Let's go ahead and add the model and shaded isometric. We're going to grab an ISO, shaded, just like that. If you want to match the drawing exactly, it's more of a diametric view. And with that, we have all 4 sheets, you can see. So go ahead and save. And then we go File, Save As. And we're going to save this as a PDF in the correct folder, Lab 8 Submissions. Export all 4 when it asks. And then give it just a minute, and you will have a nice shiny PDF of all the sheets. It'll cycle through all of them just like it's doing right now. And then it'll go ahead and plot your PDF, and I will open it to show you. This, and this, and this all 4 of these in one PDF is what I would like you to submit. So you should have all 4 of these correct, drawn correctly. Then you have your scale for each individual sheet is going to be different. These 2 were 1 to 2, this was 1 to 5, and this was 1 to 7. And then your sheet, this should automatically update for you, and you add new sheets, but your sheet numbers should be correct as well. Great work, and I will see you in Lab 9.